What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the TB Toycast YouTube channel. And today I'm unboxing from Wrestling Tycoon in the Ring Rats line. It is Macho King Randy Savage. I am so excited about this. If you haven't seen the Ring Rats line, I highly recommend checking out Wrestling Tycoon's Instagram. It's his new line that he kind of developed on his own. I met Dave over there at Wrestling Tycoon a few years ago through Whatnot. He was doing a lot of auctions of Bindom figures, the WWF Bindoms that he was doing customs of. So he was taking the existing figures that they released and he was modifying them and doing his own customs and things like that. And would take commissions and all kinds of stuff. I actually commissioned from him a Dr. Isaac Yankem DDS Bindom, which I'll put a picture of right here, that I painted myself. So be easy. My paint is not the greatest. My paint skills are not the greatest, but it was a fun one to do for sure. And then not too long after that, he was on the podcast. He was on an episode of TV Toycast, actually. And he kind of mentioned something like, I think I'm going to have to do something different. And this is what he came up with. And, initially, I don't know if it was something I was into, because I was like, I don't know. Like, the block look, I'm not sure I'm into it. But then the line has increased. Over 20 figures now. And new releases on Friday. He has a Patreon, which I highly recommend checking out, because the Patreon is $10 a month, but you get $10 off per figure. Amazing deal. I picked up Macho King, and I also picked up Ultimate Warrior, so he'll be coming up on the channel soon. And let me just say, this is not the first one I'm going to pick up. I'm going to be picking up the rest of these, because I was so impressed with how this looks. Because, again, looking at this thing, look how big this guy is. This is not a small figure. I was thinking it was going to be like a 2 or 3 inch figure, maybe this tall. But this is a 5-inch figure. This is bigger than a retro. It's definitely its own unique thing for sure. But we got the classic Macho King look, purple trunks, white boots with gold laces, and the gold knee pads. I mean, they just look incredible. Look at that shine on there. And then look at all these accessories. We got multiple hands. We got a crown. We got a scepter. Then, of course, kind of a look at everyone from Series 1, which includes the Hulkster, the Macho King, the Junkyard Dog, and Jake the Snake. All with unique accessories over there. Wrestling Tycoon. Very, very cool. Now, this is a custom. This is a different type of item than I think most people might be used to. So it may not be for everybody. I should say that right now. But that's why I'm doing this video. We're going to dive into it, and we're going to see what we think. I did have to put the stand up because being a plastic case, I couldn't get it to stand very well where it wouldn't glare in the light. But that's all right. So let's get that out of the way. Let's take a look at it. Wow, very, very nice articulation. Moves very well. It does pop out there. You got to be careful with that, but it looks like it'll pop right back in. It is plastic and not resin, so I think that's important to note. There, it pops right back in. Well, maybe. Yeah, there we go. Very, very cool. You can definitely move the body around, the knees. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Like I said, these are definitely a unique style of figure. And like I said, they may not be for everybody, but I think these are really cool. I mean, you definitely have Hasbro vibes with this, but I just think this is great. Look at that Macho King on the back. Very, very cool waist articulation. That's really nice. Very, very fun. Like, way posable. You can do all kinds of stuff. You can kind of do his signature poses. Tons of different hands, so you can definitely do all the different looks for Macho Man. Or the Macho King, rather. He also has a Macho Man. Look at that peg in there. We can really, very articulated figure. These are nice. You can do a lot with these. I think that's really, really cool. I'll have to mess around with all the hands too. See how well he stands up? Oh, stands up like a champ. So that's a big thing for me. Like if you look at all these different movement points, these could definitely be, but so stable. So like to me, that's a home run right there, because that's a big thing I'm a stickler for, is when something doesn't stand up well. I'm like, ugh, because we display. That's what we do, right, as collectors. And I think there's something about this to where it may not be for everybody. Tons of different hands, too. So we can see we got the big sprawled out hands. We got the big finger point, classic Macho Man. We got some open hands. We can hold the scepter. We got kind of half open hands. So definitely a bunch of different looks for the Macho Man. Very, very cool. Let's take a look at the scepter. This thing is amazing looking. I mean, it feels right out of Hasbro Series 2, right? And then the Macho King crown. Very, very cool. See how it fits on? Perfect. Like, that's incredible. That is so, so cool. Very, very fun. What do you guys think? I think this is awesome. Now, I don't think this is probably for everybody. Like I said, I know with these hands pop right off. Very, very cool. That would be the left hand, so we'll put the right hand on. I personally think, and again, that's the beauty of customs. You can kind of do what you like. I feel like he'll have the finger up and holding the scepter. That's how I want to display him. But again, your mileage may vary. Everyone's going to have their own way of doing things. And I think that's the beauty of what makes it. I'm trying to get this thing on here, but I'm trying to be easy with it too. And I think sometimes that does not always work. There it goes. Sometimes you just got to push it into position. Oop. And I'm dropping stuff. So that's another thing too. Talked to my friend Steve Hoker the other day, and we were talking about these because he has a couple of the ring rats, and he said the cool thing is because of the style of articulation, these can you can kind of mix and match parts, which I'd never thought of. Honestly, I was like, oh, that's a very, very interesting idea. So you could mix and match some of these parts if you wanted to. That's probably not something I will do. But if you so choose. And I think that's what's cool about collecting this type of stuff. Choose your own adventure. There we go. Now, how cool is that? There we go. Now, that's the Macho King. Oh, yeah. Lots of different hands, but I think that, to me, that's how I want my Macho King to look. I think that looks really, really cool. I think it's awesome. Now, again, these may not be everybody's cup of tea, but I think they're really, really cool. Go check out Wrestling Tycoon on his Instagram. He's constantly updating his new figures and things that he's doing. It's really, really cool to see what else he's got going there, and I think it's a fun line. And like I said, now that he's done like LOD and The Undertaker, Dusty Rhodes, Ravishing Rick Rude, it's really cool to see how far the line has come. But Macho King was kind of an easy first get for me. Because who doesn't love the Macho King? And I'll give you a little spoiler here. This is the other guy I picked up. I talked about it earlier. I picked up the Ultimate Warrior in that orange, which really pops. And, of course, he's got an articulated Intercontinental title. Very, very cool. That will be coming up sooner rather than later. But I like this a lot. I like this figure a whole lot. I think, it's movable. It's posable. It's definitely not probably for everybody with the movability and the parts that could come on and off, but I think it's really, really cool. And it's not, I don't believe, and I'd have to ask Dave on this, but I don't think it's actually even painted. I think it's printed with the color on it. So again, very, very fun, but very, very cool at the same time. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Maybe it's not for you. Maybe it is. And I think you should definitely give it a chance. Wrestling Tycoon there on the boots. Very, very cool. Like I said, the first of many ring rats. I got a ring rat infestation. But very, very fun. This is kind of, again, I think I give props to anybody who does their own thing. Because it's so easy to just do Hasbro, just do Galoob, just do, LJN. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think for Dave to go out there and be like, you know what? I was doing Bendums that you could, paint yourself, or LJNs you could paint yourself, or Galoobs you could paint yourself. Well, not everybody's a painter. I know painting was not my strong suit. I tried it. I wasn't the worst at it, but I definitely wasn't the best. But I dig this style, and I think that there's something fun about him taking an idea and making it his own and coming up with this very unique looking style of action figure. And the more figures that he's produced, the more it's become like, wow, that's really, really cool. So definitely something I want to keep coming in the collection, and I think I'm going to be placing my next order probably as soon as I get done with this video because these are really, really cool. But you can pick these up. They are $30 on his website at WrestlingTycoon.com, I believe. I'll put a link up here. But like I said, if you sign up for his Patreon, which is $10 per month, you get the figures at $10 cheaper. $10 cheaper per figure. That's an amazing savings. So I got both these guys for $20. Not breaking the bank. I mean, that's for a custom-made, homemade style figure with a unique look and unique sculpt. That is really not a bad idea, or not a bad deal at all. So I was very, very happy to get it. And like I said, getting Macho King and Ultimate Warrior. I wanted to get these in before I bought others, because you never know. Like, I was like, I may not like them. But when I held them in hand, like I said, this is not a small figure. And to kind of give you guys a comparison, here's a retro figure from our friends over there at Epic Toys. Look at the size there. It's a 5-inch. It's a 5-inch figure. It's a good size figure, and this is about a 4 to 4.5 inch figure. So definitely cool. And to give more perspective, here is a Mattel Elite of Headbanger Mosh. You can see kind of the size comparison there to him. Definitely a fun style. And definitely fun. Definitely unique. And I can't say enough good things about it, just because it's so cool. It's so different. It's so unique. It's a fun addition to the channel. Definitely something I'm excited to explore even further. But of course, check out my other unboxing videos. This week on Monday, I unboxed something pretty fun for sure. It was Sinestro from Super Friends in the DC Super Friends line from McFarlane. Really, really cool. But of course, last week I had a lot of great videos. On Monday, I unboxed Leonardo from the TMNT Page Punchers line. Check that out. On Wednesday, I unboxed the British Bulldog from the WWE Retro Mattel line. Always a lot of fun. And then on Friday, I went back to the world of Marvel Legends with the Strange Tales Dracula. How cool to get a Marvel Legends Dracula figure. Absolutely so awesome. So check those out. And then also check out the TV Toycast podcast, wherever you get your podcast. We've got a new episode dropping every Thursday. We have a different main event covering a specific toy line, as well as all the news and happenings in the toy world. So check that show out as well. And also check out What's on the Pegs every Saturday, and Tales of the Toy Box dropping about once a month right here on this very YouTube channel. And that's it. That is all I got. Thank you all very much for checking out the TV Toycast YouTube channel. That is Macho King Randy Savage from the Ring Rats line from Wrestling Tycoon. And we will see you in the toy aisle.
Yeah. One more time. It ain't over till I say it's over. So lock the cage up, cause this is a takeover. The wait's over. If this the final time we meet, then you'll be on your back on my feet. Then I'll tip the cage over as a hangover. I'm super fly, so I can splash off the top. And I can shut down the shot.